Mm. Good morning to the beautiful people. It has been a while since you've seen my face. I be going live and then I be just having audio only because sometimes I be driving. I be out here in these streets and then I'm like, I can't just be having people know where I'm headed and where I'm going because the world and the internet is particularly crazy. But thank you for checking out this live. I'm smiling. You check out my little orange lipstick. I got it as one of those little samples from Sephora, and I'm like, I've been feeling so down lately. Not because emotionally I'm fine, but just I got into a car accident. If you don't follow me on Instagram, check out my Instagram. I am at Girl Let's Talk Career on Instagram. Well, I'll be keeping you guys updated in my story on everything that's going on in my life. And if you're new, I've been in a car accident. It's like my second car accident in less than a year. Rear ended, and I am down bad. This time I have like a serious issue going on. So I'm in treatment. I'm getting supportive care for my situation. But hopefully I'm feeling better sooner than later. So if you've been watching my channel and you're like, where the hell have you been? Like you're not posting videos consistently. You're popping in and popping out, and we need consistency. I feel you. I feel you. I'm here to deliver some more consistency, hopefully and prayerfully. But I have a busy life. I don't just do YouTube. YouTube is actually just a hobby. It's not like this is a livelihood for me. This is a hobby. I do it when I have time and because it's fun. But I have like a real career and I have real business, like real businesses that I'm running. So can't really dedicate as much time to this as I would like. But I love my community here and chatting with you guys and especially talking about topics that impact women, especially girls. I want to say between the ages of like 25. Good morning, Lint Liquor, from the age of like 25 to like 45. I feel like those are the women that, well, not even just I feel like that's what YouTube tells me that though that's my target audience, 25 to 45. Those are the women who enjoy my content. And so I try to make videos that will kind of speak to challenges or issues that we face within that area. I'm 35, I'll be 36 very shortly. So I'm knocking on that door 40 like what up though. So yeah, so I talk to clients. If you don't know about our profession, I spend a lot of time working with large corporations, helping them to run their businesses more sustainably and helping them to get financing, credit, SBA loans, lines of credit, mortgages, equipment, anything that a corporation could need. And by corporation I mean a business that generates in excess of $10 million a year in revenue, all the way up to what could potentially be a publicly traded company. So I have a good, oh, thank you. This that Jamaica glow, post Jamaica glow. Oh my God, my skin was a hot mess, Lynn Liquor. I don't know what happened with that freaking COVID vaccine, but I had started developing these blotches of discoloration on my face, and it was a mess. If you don't, I don't think you follow me on Instagram, but if you did, you would have saw my face was jacked up. It was so jacked up. But I ended up buying some Sunday Riley CEO cream. And when I tell you it was a game changer for me, it cost about $8 for like a little jar. But it really helped my skin get more balanced. It's enriched with so much vitamin C that my skin is starting to look so much better. And I only have on a very, very light coating of Fenty Beauty powder foundation, a light dusting. Like I didn't do a full beat. And then I put on some sample lipstick from Sephora, this little orange color. But yeah, so I'm like, you know what? I am trying to get myself together. 80? Yes, $80. Yes, it's by Sunday Rally. Let me see if I can go grab it real quick. I'll show you. So I first got put on to Sunday Riley by Gia Casey or the Casey crew. She used to talk about skincare a long time ago when they first started the podcast, and she used to buy all these Tasha beauty products, Drunk Elephant, and then CEO cream by Sunday Riley. So I never tried the CEO line, but I used to buy a lot of the stuff from Tasha and Drunk Elephant. Um, because her skin like it is bomb.com in my opinion. So I bought all of that stuff, and I feel like Tasha. I wasn't really impressed. I mean, I had the Essence Water. Like I literally bought everything, probably like $700 worth of skincare. I wasn't that impressed. I think Tatcha, the only thing that really impressed me is their face wash. I really do like their face wash. Drunk Elephant, they have a serum called Baby Facial that you put on at night, and it's supposed to make your skin really supple by morning. And that was really good. But this is the Sunday Riley CEO cream, by far, hands down, one of the best products that I've ever purchased in terms of balancing out my skin. I had a lot of dark marks. I get a lot of post acne scarring, so if I get a pimple, I will 100% leave. It will 100% leave a dark mark, no matter what. Whether I pick it, don't pick it, squeeze it, it doesn't matter. I'm getting a dark mark from that pimple. So this Sunday Riley CEO cream is, when I say it's eradicating my dark marks by the day, by the day. I've only been using this for about 2 weeks now. And my husband was like, your skin looks beautiful. I came downstairs and he was like, babe, your skin looks gorgeous. Okay, we've been together for 15 years. And the last time he told me my skin looked gorgeous was when we first met, when I was like 19, 20 years old. So he was like, your skin is looking gorgeous. I said, it's my girl Sunday Riley. It is my girl Sunday Riley. I don't know what's in this. It's expensive as hell, but you better believe I ain't never gonna run out. This is a staple. So I've been using this, and I've been using the Bobbi Brown. That also too, I swear by Bobbi Brown products. I actually like everything from Bobbi Brown. I love her foundation. I love her contour sticks. I love her primers. I have, what do I have? I have her face base. I have her eye cream, and I have her moisturizer. They're also very expensive, but between using those three products along with this Sunday Riley and Peter Thomas Roth serum, has my skin on 10. But I know for 100% sure this is the culprit of my good skin, because all those other products I've been using those since, like, for years now. So that's not the culprit. I love them. They're staples, but they're not the culprit. This life-changing product. I don't know what's in it. Don't tell the girls. They might increase the price, and it smells divine. Literally smells like an orange. So it's official. But anywho, I digress. So yes, I've been trying to get my skin in order. I am getting a chemical pill at some point. Um, and hopefully that'll be the last little step to kind of neutralize things. But anyhow, I wanted to come on and talk to you ladies about this topic. I did a poll in my Instagram story. Like, that's where I mostly start talking about these things, on Instagram, because that's where my community is now. I mean, I have a community on YouTube, but I want to say, like, my faithful, tried and true RODs, I spent them on their home decor and skincare and now extensions. Girl, I can't wait to get my tape-ins. My beautician is about to start doing tape-ins soon. And Lint Liquor, girl, I cannot wait to get taping extensions. They're about to be $1,000. But I started watching this YouTuber recently. I just discovered her for real, for real. I mean, I come across her page back in the day, but I never really got into her. But now I literally, she's like my favorite content creator on the platform now. Her name is Aaliyah's Face. I don't know if you heard of her before, but she get these taping extensions, and I'm literally looking at, I'm like, your hair looks absolutely stunning. And my beautician is bomb when it comes to doing hair. So I know once she start offering tape-ins, it's about to be a situation. I can't wait to get my tape-in extensions. I'm going to spend all of the coin because I want to be able to, I usually only do micro links. I very rarely get sew-ins. I do either micro links or I did try lace front wigs, but I just can't, I can't do it. Like, I tried it, but I don't know how to lay them. I don't know how to melt the lace. Like, I'm just not experienced enough, and I don't have time for the drama. And then I also did V part wig. I did a U part wig. I did a T part wig. Now, I like the U part wig and the V part wigs. I'm not going to lie. But one of my challenges is I'm not very good at curling my own hair. I can curl other people's hair, but curling my own is a challenge. So I end up buying a wig head because I'm like, oh, if I buy a wig head and I sit it down, put the wig on it, and then I can curl the hair on the wig and then put the wig on my head. But now I need to buy a base for the wig head because the head is so flimsy that the wig keeps sliding off. I'm like, how do they begin to Instagram make everything? Oh, I should do a video on my experience. That's a great idea, Lint Liquor. I'm like, how does Instagram make everything look so easy? And TikTok, like, I be on TikTok and all the beauty channels, and I'm like, this looks super easy. I'm about to do this. And then I go to do it myself, and I'm like, this is definitely not easy. So I don't know how to curl these wigs. That's one of my challenges. If I could get the wigs to curl the way I want them to, then I would stick to V and U part wigs because they're easy. They're like snap them in. You do your braids. I could do my own braids. That's not a problem. I know how to do the leave out. The curling is my issue. So the tape ends, I'm excited about because I heard they can last for like 6 weeks. And I could just go to my beautician and have her curl my hair. And then it just becomes a try flexi rots. You see, Lynn Liquor? You see how you just came through for me on this good Wednesday morning? Duh! Flexi rods. Hello. Done. Flexi rods. Thank you, Lynn Liquor. I will try flexi rods because that is a game-changing feature right there. But anyhow, so I need to try those flexi rods on my wigs, but super excited about getting my tape-in extensions. That's probably what I would have loved to have done for my birthday, but unfortunately my birthday is happening before she starts offering the service, so I need to figure out what I'm doing for my birthday. I might do skip tracks. Or I might have her put in my U-part wig, let her braid me down, let her put it in, and then sew the wig to my head. Because if the wig is sewn to my head and it's not loose, then I can definitely curl it myself. The problem is when you put it in, it'd be tight where the pins and clips are, but it'd be loose everywhere else and it'd be sliding back. But if it's sewn down, I could definitely curl it. So I might have her install one of my wigs. Or I might get blonde braids. My husband wants me to get my blonde braids back. He likes them, but I don't know. It depends on what we're doing for my birthday. Like, you fly me out, like, or not. Like, if you're taking me somewhere, we could talk about it. But if I'm not going, if I'm not getting flued out, I'm not going to be walking around with no platinum blonde braids in the streets. I'm not doing it in near the fall. I might do it sooner, but not in the fall. But whatever. I'm digressing. This is not the topic. Now I'm over here having a whole beauty conversation. Oh, good morning, Chandra. How are you? Where did you purchase the cream? Oh, I purchased the cream at Sephora. At Sephora. They have it at Sephora, but you can go on Google Sunday Riley. It's called CEO Vitamin C Rich Hydration Cream by Sunday Riley, and I love it. Life-changing. But yeah, so this is not even the topic, but let me get on the topic. So I ended up doing a poll on my Instagram because that's where I'm like much more engaged with my community over there because that's kind of my tribe. So I was on Instagram and I had did a poll. I had told a little short story about a client that I was talking to and how she was getting involved in some fuck shit. And she was telling me what was going on and she was asking me my advice about the way she behaved in a situation. And I was like, can your friends let you do that? And she was like, what do you mean? I'm like, did your friends let you do? Like, who in your friend circle? Because at the end of the day, I'm not your friend. I'm your sister coach, but I'm not your friend. So I don't have a vested interest in your emotional well-being on that level. Yes, you're, I care about you and I don't want nothing to happen to you when you came to me because you want sound advice. But I don't have to go to bed with you at night. I don't have to be around you every single day. I don't have to answer your phone calls. Like you got to book me for an opinion. Your friends, they're your friends for a reason. So did your friends know that she was doing this? And what did they say about it? So I'm going to give you guys the backstory. I'm obviously not going to say her name, but I'm going to give you guys the backstory. Now, she knows I'm going to be talking about this on my platform. So before y'all like, you're talking about blah. No, I always ask, is it okay for me to bring this to my platform? Because obviously my loyalty is to my clients, not to YouTube. But I have her permission, so I'm going to talk about it. Obviously, obscuring some details and not giving any names, but just enough for y'all to understand what went down. So she meets this dude. Now, wait, backstory. She's a woman in her 30s, been on a dating scene for a while, just getting out of a very long-term relationship, probably like a year and a half ago. By long-term relationship, I think the prior guy she was with for like 7 or 8 years. It didn't work out. The guy was, the term narcissist, emotionally, financially, and potentially physically abusive, but more emotional and financial than anything else. What was with the dude for a very long time. They ended up breaking it off. Peace be on to her that she was like, you know what, I'm done with the bullshit. I'm out. Good for her. She decides to leave the guy. Been single for over a year. Meets this other guy. Meets this guy on a dating app. I'm not going to say which one. Meets this guy on a dating app. They go out on a few dates. She tells me that things are going really, really well. The guy seems super duper nice. They have a good relationship. She's digging him. She's vibing with him. It's feeling like this might be that turnaround story um that I've been looking for. So I'm like, okay, cool. I can get with this. So then she proceeds to tell me after several months of dating this guy, she proceeds to tell me a story. So I'm like, well, what happened? She was like, so here's the situation that I didn't tell you. His credit was kind of messed up. And I'm like, what do you mean kind of messed up? She was like, yeah, a couple of years ago, he got into a couple of situations and he had bad credit. And her credit is really, really good. Even after dealing with her bad situation, she always was able to maintain her credit. So she was like, he wanted me to help him out because he was in a bad situation. So he wanted me to help him fix his credit. And, she's an educated woman, probably with the skills to help this guy fix his credit. So she was like, he asked me to do him a favor and if I could put him as a authorized user on one of my credit cards. Now, she was like, now listen, I didn't open up the credit card in his name. I wasn't going to let him just run wild. I was only going to put him as an authorized user on my credit card, and I was going to put a limit on the amount he could spend as an authorized user. Because obviously, if you don't know, if you're an authorized user on somebody's credit card, that credit will begin to report on your credit report as well, even though it's not your trade line. A lot of parents do it for their kids to help them build their credit when they're young, but you got to be very careful with who the hell you put as authorized user on your credit card. She was like, he wanted me to help him rebuild his credit. So he asked me, he was going through like a credit repair situation. And he was like, help me out or whatever. And she was like, he was a real cool dude. They had been dating for a while. Like, it was no major red flags like that. But he did ask me to do that, and I did it. So I'm like, she didn't tell me this ahead of time. This is now that the shit is hitting the fan. She wants to tell me the story. So I'm like, wait, before you tell me any more of this situation, why did you put him as an authorized user on your credit card after only knowing him for a few months? She was like, because he's trying to rebuild his life. He seemed like a good dude, but I'm like, but wait a second. At what point do we as women not ask ourselves some very pressing questions? Because if you get bamboozled by somebody, meaning you had no idea, this person blindsided you and turned out to be a cheater, this person blindsided you and turned out to be a con artist or a scammer or robber, a conniver, a thief. If you are blindsided by those things, I personally can empathize with that. I can understand how women can be duped by manipulative men. Like, it's possible. You could get the D start being too bomb. He doing all the right things. He's saying sweet nothings. Like, you could get manipulated. But this guy has come to you and told you that his credit was fucked up. Like, he told you his credit was bad. He told you he was working with a credit repair company. My questions to you are as follows. One, did you ever see that he was in fact in contract with a true credit repair company? Like, did you see data to prove that he was actually working on his credit, or did he just tell you he was working on his credit? She like, honestly, he never showed me anything. I just believed him because why would he? I felt like he was being honest. Like, why would he tell me that if he was only lying? Like, he was upfront about his credit situation. I said, okay, that's red flag number one. So you didn't do your due diligence. You didn't do your background check to make sure he was actually working with Lexington Law or whatever credit karma, anybody. Like, that's number one. Number two, did he ever show you his credit report? Did you physically see the details of this man's credit report? She was like, no, I never saw his credit report, but he did tell me his credit was like in the fives. I'm like, okay. So you did not, so this man did not show you any contract that he was working on, any kind of monthly payment that he had with a credit repair company. You did not see his credit report, not even his credit karma, which is downloadable on his phone, which he could have logged into. You ain't go to annualcreditreport.com and pull his free credit report from all three bureaus. You didn't see any data, right? You didn't do no due diligence. All right, that's number three. Number four, what kind of limit did you give this man as an authorized user on your credit card? Now, you big bank willing with Amex. Amex ain't throwing out no small limits. What kind of authorized user limit did you give him? She's talking about some like 5,000. Now, her credit limit is 25,000. She gave him a $5,000 limit as an authorized user. Now, he swore to her that he was never going to use it unless it was an emergency, and if he would ask her first before making any charges to confirm that she was okay with him using whatever he was going to use, and he would be responsible for paying that part of the bill. So I said, wait a second. You let this man who you don't know, good morning, T. You let this man who you don't know nothing about. And when I say you don't know nothing about Sean, but I do know about him. We been on mad dates. He been to my house. He met my family. I met his mother. Like we vibing. Like it's real. Like we've been chilling. I'm like, if you really knew that man, you would have been able to answer yes to all three of these questions I asked you. You would have told me absolutely saw his credit report. I know that he got his car repossessed in 2009. I know that he been 90 days past due with Capital One. I know this. I know that. Good morning, Tracy. You would have been able to answer that question. Number two, when I asked you, have you ever seen his credit report? You would have said, yes, I'm logged into his Credit Karma. If you trust him enough to give him access to your credit profile, he don't trust you enough to let him know for you to know his social security number. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. He wants your credit profile. He wants you to give him access to your credit, but you can't have access to his social. It's a no for me, dog. You never saw his Credit Karma. Number three, you did not do your due diligence. You never even bothered to see the contract he had with Lexington Law or whatever credit repair company he swore he was working with. You don't know this man. And I was like, we need to stop normalizing what it means to, quote, know this man. I don't know what world we are living in where just because the man take you on a few days, just because the man may let you meet his family, just because he might take you on a vacation or two, Mitch, you don't know him. You do not know this man. I'm sorry. When you say you know somebody, if I'm gonna enter into a joint financial agreement with a man, I need to know you. And by know you, that means if you want to access me in a financial way, I need to know your social security number. I need to know your pay. I need to know how to log into your ADP payroll, your paycheck system. I need to know where you work. I need to know how to call you at your work phone. Like we need to be intimately intertwined, deep on some deep level before I am going to allow you to take advantage of my credit profile. But whatever. The milk is spilled. Yes, she gave her boyfriend an authorized user. So he was only an authorized user. And as an authorized user, she made it. This is how she tried to justify it. I called American Express and I was like, he's not allowed to increase his own limit. He's not allowed to make purchases, like one-time purchases over a certain transaction amount. And he's only an authorized user, which means at the end of the day, he can't do anything more than what I've allowed him to do. That's how she justified it in her mind. But she was allegedly helping him build his credit by giving him as an authorized user on her Amex. Just to give you backstory, T, because I don't know when you dialed in. And I'm like, girl, so what did the fuckboy do? I'm going to give y'all a minute to just percolate. And if you in the chat, what do you think he did after she gave him $5,000 as an authorized user on her American Express credit card? What did he do? What did he do? What did he do? And build his credit while fucking up hers. What did he do? I'm gonna tell y'all because this is just a mess. So fast forward, everything seems to be going well. For the first 3 months, homie ain't making no real moves. Like he's doing what he said, allegedly still fixing his credit. He ain't make no purchases for the first 3 months. She like, yo, he was good. Like 3 months went by, he ain't buy nothing. Like it was good. Like he was still coming over. Everything was great. Then she said she started seeing some charges popping up on her line, but they were real small. Little Chick-fil-A here, Five Guys there, a little bit of gas here and there. Cool. She was like, I ain't make no big deal about it because the charges were really, really small and he was giving me money for it. So he'll go and he'll buy something or whatever. And then at the end of the month, he'd be like, all right, I spent $120 this month. Let me give you $120. So she was like, it was going so well. Like he was really following the rules. He wasn't doing nothing crazy. Like it was no issues, no pressure, nothing. I'm like, all right, cool. Then she says things started escalating. It went from $20 here, $30 there to him replacing the tires on his car. Oh, okay. He replaced the tires on his car, spent a little bag on it. She like, well, what the hell? You didn't tell me you was about to spend this kind of money to replace the tires on your car. He was like, but you know I'm gonna give you the money. Like, we never had an issue before. Everything was cool. Cool. He replaced the tires on his car and he does not give her all of the money. He gives her half the money. So she told me to fix the tires on his for the tires. And he says, I'm gonna give you the other half before the next statement cycle. So she like, all right, cool. She's like, I wasn't gonna trip about it because at the end of the day, the past months it was no issue. Like he always gave me the money. I was just helping him out. It wasn't that big of a deal. Like I was able to pay the minimum payment, so it was cool. Then he started going to more extravagant restaurants, and then homeboy started disappearing and was a little bit hard to get in touch with. Fast forward, she finds out on some investigative research on Facebook or Instagram somewhere that he was out with another woman, using her credit card to take another woman out to these nice ass restaurants. Okay, I'm talking Del Frisco's, Roof Chris. I'm talking he was out here in these streets taking other women to restaurants using her credit card that she made him an authorized user on. Now, homeboy gets busted because you know a woman ain't nothing but the FBI and the CIA. Yep, he got busted. So she ends up showing up. I don't know how she found out what he was about to be with this woman, but she ended up showing up to this restaurant where he was with the other woman and causing a whole ass scene. I don't know the details of everything that went down in the restaurant, but it was nasty and it got ugly. She turned the place up, made herself look like a complete fool, cursing this dude out because he's with another woman using her credit to take other women out. Now, when she told her friends about this situation, because her friends, I didn't know that she was putting this dude as an authorized user on her credit card. She didn't tell me that critical information because she knows if she would have told me that she was considering doing it, I would have asked her those pressing 3 questions that I proposed to the audience a little bit ago, and she would have answered no to all those questions. And I would have said, well, you got your answer. Because I don't necessarily tell my clients what to do. Sometimes I just give them little breadcrumbs so they could come to their own conclusions on what the right thing is to do. So I'm gonna ask you the questions and then I'm gonna let you use your deductive reasoning to be like, you know what, this is stupid. Or either A or B, you're gonna go back and ask those questions to him. And then when he hits you with the okie doke and don't want to tell you, you're gonna be like, nah, this is a flat. But you know what? Everybody don't take advice. Some people just want to do what they want to do. So I asked, I'm like, yo, did your friends know you was giving him access to your credit? She was like, yeah. Like I told a few of my homegirls, like, and it was just like, you know, it is what it is. Like everybody been down before. Like, what if that was you? Like he is trying to work on his credit. Sometimes you got to hold the dude down. You got to be there for them through their times or whatever. And I'm like, can I ask you a question? And she like, what? I'm like, what kind of friends do you have? Like, what is the profile of your friends? And I don't say that to be condescending or disrespectful, but sometimes I think as women, we forget to like really digest the fact that our friends are really and truly a reflection of us, like of our either our emotional trauma, our goals or aspirations. They like our world that we create when our friends, you're really just reflecting yourself 1,000 times. If you have 1,000 friends, it's yourself. All parts of you being reflected back at you 1,000 times. If you have 5 friends, it's 5 parts of you being reflected back at you 5 times. And this is why I tell everybody, even my own friends, I am highly, highly selective about who I call a friend. When I tell you highly selective, I've had the same friends since I was a child. Like I'm talking like a little tiny tot. The same friends. I've acquired very few friends in my adult life. My newest friend, I probably met her when my son was 2 years old, and I met her through my husband at his daycare, at my son daycare. My husband introduced us. He was like, I think you and my wife should be friends. And she was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I think y'all would like each other and be cool. He introduced me to this woman, and we've been best friends ever since. Like, I have a very small circle. Very small circle. Why? Because I believe in the fallacy that your friends are nothing but a reflection of you. Like you're the average of the people you spend your time with. If you just go around collecting friends or calling people friends who just up to no good and up to fuck shit and let you get into fuck shit, like, do you really consider these people friends? So now I have to ask you, what kind of friends do you have? Like, what's their situation? Are they single? Are they dating? Are they married? Are they lesbian? Are they straight? Are they on, the system? Are they out of the system? Do they work full-time, part-time? Like, they entrepreneurs? What's the makeup of your friends? Because I also believe that you should have a variety of friends. Like, I'm not saying just because you marry, you should only have married friends, because sometimes you need a single woman's perspective. If she's a mature single woman, she could add value to the conversation because she in the streets. Like, she know what's going on. She keep you current, As long as she ain't on no BS, it's cool. Like, you can have married friends. You can have lesbian, straight friends. Like, it doesn't matter. But you need to have a variety of friends that's going to keep you on your square. And not too many people that you just call friends who ain't really your friends. They're secretly enemies. So, anywho, I posted this poll to my Instagram after telling a brief story of this fuck shit that went down and how her friends let her go in that restaurant and that plum ass food. And I was like, did you tell your friends you was going to show up at that restaurant? She was like, yeah. One of her friends drove her there. She was with the shit. Like, she drove her. Like, sis, I'ma drive because I don't know how this is about to go down, and I need to make sure that I got the keys. Your keys don't get lost, your purse don't get lost. Like, you stay on your situation, so when the situation's done, you can hop in this car and we can break off. Like, she was the getaway driver. The other friends just knew what she was going to do, but I'm like, did anybody try to talk you out of it? And she was like, yeah. One of my friends was like, girl, it's not even worth it. Just cancel the card, take the L, pay the bill. You're not gonna get the money from him. Pay the bill, or either go after him for the money if he'll give it to you. But then just take your L and keep it moving. So I posted a poll to my Instagram. I'm gonna show y'all the results, because I was like, there's usually four friends. Usually can fall in 4 different categories, in my opinion. And I'm gonna tell y'all the categories, and I'm gonna tell you what the poll revealed that I did on Instagram on whether or not these people were really her friends for letting her do this fuck shit. Hold on. Where did the picture go? Shoot, hold on 1 second. I lost the picture. Give me a second. I'm the worst when it comes to this freaking StreamYard crap. Okay, so share screen. This one, share. Why does it keep on disappearing? Okay. All right, so this was the screenshot of the poll. So I was like, so what kind of friend do you think this person is? Option A, supportive. 10% of the people. Now, I have 2,720 some odd followers on Instagram. And I want to say at least maybe 80 people participated in the poll. Maybe. So 10% of those people said supportive. 40% said enemy. 10% said passive, and 40% said enabler. So let me break down what I'm the friend that would have told her to take the L. I'm not about to look a fool with you, no, ma'am. Absolutely. Absolutely, T. So supportive. Supportive is the ride or die friend. That's the friend that's in the car, like, sis, I got you. Like, it is when you say smoke, I say, where's the fire? That's the supportive friend. Is it supportive to drive your friend to do some fuck shit for a fuck dude? Now, this is not your husband. This is not a stand-up guy that you like, yo, I've been with this dude for 5-6 years. This is my man, and I caught him cheating, and now I'm about to bust this down. Like, I'm about to be the wife that just bust down the mistress. Now, I still wouldn't recommend that, even as a wife, but I can at least get to how a wife could reach that state of mind where she just like, I know my husband is not out here wilding in the street like this. And I could see how you could have a moment of delusion as a wife, because you've been with this man for years on years on years. You done made a lifetime commitment to him before God. You done broke bread. You done split vows. Like, you entitled to life insurance, the Social Security, the Medicaid, like everything. Like, there are some residual benefits that's coming out of this wifehood that you got to protect. Right? You got assets and resources to protect. So I could see how a wife could have a momentary lapse in judgment and lose her everlasting mind like this. But for a guy you dating that you shouldn't never did that with, negative. So supportive is the friend who was in the car being the getaway driver. Enemy. Now, me personally, if my friend called me up with this nonsense and I encouraged her to go to the restaurant and make a plum fool of herself, maybe secretly I'm low-key an enemy, because who's going to get a laugh out of that besides the dude who is about to honestly just look like he out here pimping hoes, and the girl who is like, did this dumb B seriously put this dude as an authorized user on her credit card? Like, you are going to look stupid in that situation no matter how you slice the cake. So for you showing up at that restaurant, only for me to want you to come back and tell me what happened. And so I could have a little good kiki on the inside and be like, yo, she is so dumb. Like, to me, The friend who encouraged you to go do that is the friend who got the group text that you not a part of, that they talking about you and like, girl, did you see the blah 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 da, 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 like shit is like you are being dragged by the friend who told you to do that, in my opinion, because that's the enemy. I would never let my friends do that. I would be like, no, no, baby girl. You know what I would have did instead? Call American Express and tell them to freeze the credit card, report it stolen. He would have been at that restaurant trying to make a payment, and it would have been like decline, decline, decline. He would have been like, why is this not going through? He would have called me in the restaurant and be like, hey, babe, what's going on? Like, I'm trying to do something and like the credit card not working, like everything good. And you would have smooth got, I don't know what you're talking about. What credit card? He would have been like, the credit card you put me as a user on. And I would have been like, I have you as a user on nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. How'd you become like? I would have played so dumb. He would have been like, what are you talking about? You definitely added me. I would have been like, I've added you to nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. He would have been sitting at that restaurant like, what's going on here? And I would have been like, if you don't know what's going on, I don't know what's going on. So figure it out. And I would have hung up the phone on you. You would have been looking a plumb fool in that restaurant, but I wouldn't have been looking a fool. You would have had me on the phone, and you would have been in a panic trying to figure out how you was gonna pay for this food you got this chick eating. But I ain't showing up. That's number two. Number three, passive. You know how you got those friends who they be like, I'm a Barbie girl living in a Barbie world. Those are the friends that I be like, they don't care about nobody but themselves. Like, it's not that they're your enemies or they don't want to see you win, but they honestly just don't care. Like, they don't care about nobody but themselves. They in their own world. So while they hear you saying that you about to do something dumb, they're like, okay, how does this dumb shit affect my life? And if at the end of that it doesn't affect them, like they do the decision tree, they be like, Michelle makes dumb decision. And then the arrow be like, oh wait, can y'all see me? Oh, I'm in the corner. Yeah, they be like, Michelle makes dumb decision. And then the arrow be like, and then the down arrow be like, does it impact me? And they'd be like, no. And they'd be like, this way. They'd be like, if she gets caught, do I get in trouble? No. Head this way. If this happens, head this way. And then they reach down, and at the bottom of the decision tree, it leads to them not having any outcomes. That's the friend that's passive. They like, as long as what you're doing don't impact me directly, I truly do not care what you do. Like, I'm only here for the show. I'm here to just answer the phone call when you call crying, listen to you cry, give you some BS advice, and get off the phone. Like, I'm not going to talk about you behind your back. I'm not going I'm gonna let you make your own choices and ride out with your own decisions. And I'm not in the group text making you look crazy, but I'm also not in your ear telling you that you're making no sense. I'm just worried about how this impacts me. That's the passive friend. So 10% of the people in my Instagram story are that friend. 10% are supportive. They in the car with gas, like, yo, you say jump, I say how high, what's good? Like, we could pull up on old girl. Like, at the end of the day, if you swing, I'm swinging too. Like, we with it. And we'll go back to those friends in a second. And then the last one, you have the enabler. The enabler is the friend. They not going to be in the car. They're not going to be in the car helping you get away, because at the end of the day, they're not trying to go to jail too, but they're also not going to stop you. They're going to be like, you need to go do this. Like, I can't come because I got to go pick my kids up, or I can't come because I got to go run this errand real quick, or I can't come because the way my job's set up, I can't afford to lose my job doing what you're doing. But I'm with you. Like, I stand by you. And at the end of the day, I would do the same thing if it was my situation. But I just can't come. You know what I mean? But I need you to go do that. I need you to go do that and let me know what happened when you got done. That's the enabler friend. And out of all of these, the two that I find most dangerous is the enabler and the enemy. Those two people are by far the most dangerous kind of friends you have in the entire world. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta respond to this email because somebody is blowing me down. Um, Give me 1 second. Uh, duh, 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 duh. Okay. All right. Sorry, I had to respond to that. But yeah, so the two that I find the most dangerous is the enabler and the enemy. Those are the kind of people that by any means necessary, you need to get out of your life. If you have friends in your life, let me stop this screen share. If you have friends in your life who do not call you out when you doing some bullshit, like they don't just call you out and be like, girl, I can't let you do this. Like, I understand that you upset. I understand that you frustrated. I understand that you feel violated. I understand that you feel disrespected. Like, I can empathize with all of those emotions. But what I cannot get on board with is you putting yourself in a situation where you will irreparably damage your reputation, your career, your good credit, your self esteem, your self worth, to the point where the entire world, because we live in the social media age, we don't live anymore in the when we were 10 years old where you could have a schoolyard tussle and it wasn't going to go viral, or you could have a beef with a female and it would be like whatever, it was the school year, and once the school year was done, the beef was done. We don't live in that world anymore. We live in a world now where everybody's looking for the moment, everybody's looking for clout, everybody's looking to have it documented and recorded, everybody's looking to make a fool out of somebody. Like, that's the world we live in right now. So as your friend, I have to be conscious and cognizant of the world we are living in spite of your emotions. Like, I have to be the friend that says, let's use deductive reasoning and see how this could go. You could show up to that restaurant in which the restaurant has a capacity of 100 plus people, of which at least 10% of those people are going to take out their phones to record this situation. Hands down. Once there's smoke, there's gonna be fire. Somebody gonna whip out their phone because somebody want to catch it for TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, IG Reel, stories, a short. Everybody, somebody wants to capture the content. You're gonna go to a restaurant and make a scene in which somebody's going to possibly record you, and you're going to be having an active discussion, an argument with somebody about how this dude who you met on a dating app, who you've been dating for a good minute, but you nonetheless met him on a dating app, who you made an authorized user on your credit card. That's the story. The narrative is going to say, I, such and such, met such and such on such and such a dating app, gave him access to my American Express credit card as an authorized user after him telling me that he was trying to repair his credit, which means he's already proven that he's irresponsible with money. He's proven that he's so irresponsible with money that he's reached a point that he's in credit repair. And while he's in repair, instead of him taking the L and being like, you know what, I got myself in this situation, I'm gonna dig myself out of it. Instead of him digging himself out of the situation like a stand-up guy would and being like, you know what, this is my problem, I'm gonna solve it. He wants to bring you into his situation in which he knows that he has a proven history of being irresponsible. So you mean to tell me you think this man care about you when he's being irresponsible with your credit after being irresponsible with his own? Where does it show that he cares? Where does it show that he cares? Oh, he took me on mad dates. We went out, he took me on vacation. No, that is called baiting. There are men out there who will literally woo you. If they woo you, like they pretend to be invested in your dreams and your hopes and your ambitions. They pretend to love you so much, to care about you. They put on a really good front. A really good front for 6 months. The good guys, the guys who really about that life, they could put on a front for an entire year. Entire year they could prove to like really put on a front, only to pull a wool from underneath your feet and turn out to be the exact kind of guy you was trying to speed, sprint, and run from. And what I encourage women to do is to pay attention to the signs. Like, please, ladies, pay attention to the signs. Like, men are not that hard to understand, and it's not that hard to get out of your own way. I am not saying you can't help somebody when they're down and out, but you have to be responsible in the type of investment you make in people when they are not willing to show you that same level of investment back into you. Like, What am I gaining from helping you fix your credit? How does that benefit me? Like, let's do the decision tree. Like, how does it benefit me? Like, where does this circle back to benefiting Amira? How do I level up off of helping you? And if you can't go through that decision tree and come to some sort of benefit for yourself, why are you doing it? You're doing it why? So that he could come home to you every night. You're doing it so you can be couples goals for the gram. You doing it so you can have a man in your bed at night. You're doing it for what? Because the same quickness to which you made that irrational decision is the same quickness to which your entire fantasy world is going to come tumbling down. To where you're going to find yourself looking in the mirror saying, how the F-U-C-K did I end up here? Like, how did I end up here in this moment where I am now potentially about to go viral on TikTok or on Instagram or Shorts or YouTube or whatever for cursing this dude out in a nice restaurant about why he's spending my money on another woman? How did I end up here? You know those little Instagram reels where they be like, "Yup, that's me." And I know you're thinking, how did we end up here? And then they go rewind and then show you how they got to where they was at. You're about to be that story. Yup, that's me. And when you circle back down that decision tree, despite the fact that you might want to blame everybody else, you might want to be like, well, my friend said it was a good idea. I talked to my mama about it and she was like, it ain't that serious. You, at the end of the day, it's just an authorized use. You can cancel the card at any time. I talked to this one, that one. I had the money. You can rationalize this a million different ways in your mind if you want, baby girl. But when you boil down to the root of the situation, you put yourself in that situation because that man didn't lie to you about nothing. He told you his credit was bad. He told you American Express said we don't want to do business with you. So why would you put him in business with American Express? They said no. They got way more money than you, and they said no. American Express is a publicly traded, multi-billion-dollar corporation, and they said we ain't lending you nada. We not giving you 500. We not giving you 1,500. We not giving you 1,000. We not giving you nothing. They was like Chicago and Players Club. Run me my money. They not giving you nothing. And you mean to tell me that you, who have way less money than American Express, you giving him something when they want to give him nothing? Discover ain't giving him nothing. And they giving money to everybody. Nothing. Nobody don't want to give him nothing. But you coming through, Captain Saverboo? No. You put yourself in the situation. So it's hard for me. And so when I rationalized it, like that to her, I was like, you need to go ahead and you might need to change your phone number. Like, I know that seems drastic and dramatic, but you might need to change your phone number because ain't no way, T. Ain't no way. You might need to change your phone number. Like, I would be so mortified and embarrassed. That I probably would have to change my phone number. And then I would have to really reflect, like, yo, why did my friends tell me to do that? Like, why did they tell me to do that? You know why they told you to do that, baby? Because they want to hear the story. There are people in your life who literally get life out of your bullshit. Like, your bullshit becomes their bullshit. And that's a toxic friend. Remember when Kevin Hart did that stand-up special when he be like, you my best friend. Your bullshit is my bullshit. Like, in a joking manner, I understood where Kevin Hart was coming from. Like, yo, you're my friend. At the end of the day, if I need you to lie for me, if I need you to cover for me, you my friend. Like, whatever I say supposed to go. Like, we in this. But it supports a very toxic culture. It supports a very toxic culture when we as women cannot hold our friends accountable to operating at a certain standard and at a certain level. And if you have friends in your life who are constantly encouraging you to take the path of most toxicity, they just constantly encouraging you. There's roads we can take. We all can take roads. And sometimes you will have a true friend in your life who will go down the road of toxicity with you. But it's because they're at their wits' end. And they're like, you know what? B, this time we going down the road of toxicity because we both fed up. There are moments where that could happen. I'm not judging those friends. I'm talking about the friends who consistently encourage you to go down the path of most toxicity. They show up and they always with the shits, no matter what the shits are. You call, they with it. You want to ride out? What time we leaving? You want to pull up? I got the gas money. You want to do this? I'm down. These are the kind of friends that's going to end you up on TMZ, the Shade Room, or in jail. And when all of that goes down, you're going to be sitting there and your friend is going to, at the end of the day, make some attempt to save themselves. Because while they may be in the car with the gas, they may be like, we ride out at dawn. They may be like, nah, I'm going to take your secrets to the grave. They may be like, nah, we airtight over here. Like, ain't no snitches. Snitches get stitches. They may be the friend that's totally rock solid in your mind. Like, this friend is rock solid. You may believe that, but I am here to inform you that at some point in the fuckery, your friend will have to make a decision that most benefits her life and her livelihood. And that decision will not involve you. It will not involve you. And you are going to be sitting on the stoop. Talk about, what about your friends? Will they stand their ground? Will they let you down? Hey, oh, what about your friends? Are they gonna be low down? Yes, you're gonna be sitting on the stoop with the sad face. Because you're gonna figure out what about and you're gonna figure out that your friends, they will ride down that road of toxicity until it no longer serves them, until they meet a man that's doing right, and they're like, oh no, I got a real love story now, baby. I can't support this no more. They gonna leave you high and drop, or the feds come through, and now they got to be like, well, I got a family to protect. I can't do 10 to 20 for you. I can't do hard time trying to save you. No, they going no, and that's when your friend who you thought was a ROD start pulling out their receipts to throw you under the bus. And then you like, Inspector Gadget, the math don't math no more. And now you in trouble. You got to be very careful who you associate yourself with. This ride or die behavior was something I did at 22. Laugh out loud, hopping in the car to watch them slash tires. I was done trying to be rational. And see, this is why I said my advice, 27-year-old women. Because young girls, I could see 19 years old, I've done my share of F shit too. I've absolutely 100%, one of my best friends, who is my best friend of all time, has absolutely driven me across the George Washington Bridge before on some ROD. But how old was I? I was 19. I was not a grown woman with a family. I didn't have anything to lose. At 19, I still live with my mama. I had nothing to lose. If I would have caught a charge, yes, I would have had a little record. Yes, I would have been cute with the mugshot, like, dude. But at the end of the day, I would have been able to beat the case, or I would have did my little time, wore my little ankle monitor, got probation, and then I would have had to deal with the consequences of my actions. But when you got kids, you got a family, you got a well-being and livelihood to protect, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ham. We're not about to do none of that. At the end of the day, we need to do the decision tree. How does this circle back to you and your kids and your livelihood and well-being for the future? And if it circles back to you being in a situation that you can't get yourself out of, it's a no for me. And going in a restaurant, going in these fine establishments, acting a plum fool for TikTok, go ahead and have you fired. Somebody gonna report that video, and now you're gonna be the one getting called in the HR. Like, well, we understand that this is not the workplace. We understand this happened on your personal time, but unfortunately, it has come to our attention. And now you in a situation. And if you're going to put yourself in a situation like that, you better have some side income, some side businesses, some way to sustain yourself, because these corporations ain't playing fair. And if they decide they want to cut their ties with you, what's your plan? What is your plan? Hence the decision tree. What's your plan? If you can afford to make that decision, if you Cassie, you Diddy, you Rihanna, you Beyonce, you can absolutely run down on a female. It may not be good for public relations. It may not be good for your image, but at the end of the day, you don't need the money. You don't need the money. You can afford to get down like that. But if you ain't at that level, you can't afford to do that. You can't afford to act crazy. You can't afford to act crazy. And if you got friends in your life that's encouraging you to act crazy, that's encouraging you to embarrass yourself, that's encouraging you to continue down the road of most toxicity on a regular basis, these people are not your friends, despite what you may think. I don't care how many times that girl showed up to bust the windows out your dude's car. I don't care how many times she showed up to track down his Instagram, how many times she did a stakeout for you, how many times she told you what a chick with the baby mama or the baby father was hiding out at. I don't care how many times this woman done came through for you when it was most critical. She ain't your friend if she encouraged you to go down the path of most toxicity on a regular basis. That ain't your friend. Because at the end of the day, if you got real things to lose, I also ask that. What do we have to lose? Are me and my friend risking the same thing? Like, are we at the same level, making the same risk? Because at the end of the day, operated like a stock portfolio. Are we hedging the same bet? And is my friend gainfully employed? Yes. Does my friend have a family? Yes. Does my friend have a stable man of her own? Yes. Does my friend have this? My friend have that? And then weigh yourself up to that. Are we risking the same thing? Because if this hit the fan and this goes too far, is my friend going to reach a point where she says, baby, we need to turn back. We've gone too far to the deep end. We need to swim on back to shore. Or is my friend at a place where she ain't got nothing to lose? Credit messed up, ain't got no stable man in her life, don't got no job she got to report to, don't got no real credit, can't keep this, can't keep that, barely out here, just out here wilding. And you letting this person give you all your advice? She out here wilding. You was a plum fool. You are a plum fool. Be careful who you surround yourself with. That's the message for the day. But anywho, if y'all don't hear my phone, it's blowing up left and right. I got to get to the bag. I got honey. What did I say on my Instagram yesterday? I'm a busy bumblebee. I got honey and money to get to. I'm a busy bumblebee. I got honey and money to get to. And I'm the kind of friend you want to have in your life, because I'm the kind of friend that's going to be on your back about doing the right thing, not the wrong thing. All my friends know it's the girl talk for me, because I'm like, girl, what you getting into? What business you about to start? What you about to buy? How you playing for this? How you meet this dude? Did you ask this? I'm the friend that's gonna ask all the questions. I'm the friend that, look at them, they still calling. I'm the friend that you gonna be like, oh my god, like, Aggie much. But I'm also the friend that's gonna make sure that you don't be out here looking a plum fool and gonna have your back when ish hit the fan. I'm the friend that's gonna write the letter to HR and be like, but you thought it was gonna go down like that. I'm the friend that's gonna make sure that they're gonna cut you a check when you leave your job, not the other way around. I'm that friend. I'm the friend that's writing a letter like, I'm proofreading. Oh no, let's add this in. I'm the friend that's like, girl, they wanted me to pay blah blah blah, but now I only paying $300. Like, thank you so much. I'm that friend. And if you don't got friends like that in your life, you got the wrong friend circle. Time to reevaluate. But that's the message for today. I got business to get to. I appreciate everybody for stopping in the live. It was a good little girl chat. Thank you, Tiffany, for stopping in. And I hope you guys liked the live on the way out. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.